this podcast will fail. That's mostly because nobody's going to listen to it, but you might prove me wrong. Who knows? Episode 47, and hello again. I'm just some guy. Who I am and where I am is completely irrelevant to the conversations that I come here to have with you and with myself. So, if you listened to yesterday's podcast, it's like a weird blend of thank you and I'm sorry. I was not in a good place, mental health-wise, yesterday. Mentally and emotionally, I was rough, but I figured for authenticity's sake, why not capture it? Why not be able to speak out loud? That was the whole point of setting up this podcast in the first place. So I did, and I don't know if it was for good or for ill or what, but it is what it is. And now we move on. And I'm continuing on with my mission this month to get you to talk to me. To that end, I want to ask a question. The question is, this week, what do you want? Now, there is a link down below there. You should see a link in the description for you to click and leave me a voicemail. There's no rules here. Say whatever you want. Tell me what you want. Tell me your story. Tell me what you think of this goofy-ass podcast that I believe will fail. I'll take them. I'll hear them. I'll put them in the podcast. I've got an open mind here, so I want to hear from you. Okay, so let's move through this topic further as I'm having a much better day today. What do I want? Of course, I want to hear what you want, but what do I want? Well, in the short term, in the immediate, I want a new job. I think I covered that pretty succinctly yesterday. But today I actually took a shot at doing something about it. I literally 10 minutes ago just got out of a job interview. And if you're listening for a while now, if you're one of those 2 or 3 people that are here every day, you probably heard me say in the past that I am an office manager, office supervisor. I manage a call center operations center for a telecommunications company. And I just interviewed for a senior manager position in a different office about 2 hours away from here for a brand new office that they're building from the ground up, which is exciting as hell. And what do I want? Well, I kind of want that job. It's potentially exciting because it's something I've done a few times in my career where I have had the opportunity to build an office, quote unquote, from the ground up. Because like right now, the job that I interviewed for doesn't exist, right? They have to hire these managers. They have to hire the supervisors. They have to hire the staff. We have to set up the actual physical office. Like all of it is brand spanking new. It's not even in a package. We have to make it. We have to package it, and we have to put it out there, and we have to launch the damn thing. And I want to do that. I've done it a few times in my career, in my long and storied career as an office manager. So that's exciting. Possibilities. There's possibilities there. The downside and the suck part is that whenever you make a career move like that, you instantly give up things. Right now, I got a pretty cushy work schedule. I work every day during the week, Tuesday to Saturday. Everybody's got to work a weekend day, but I come in here at 8 and I get out at 5. I was bitching about that yesterday. But plenty of people have to work second shift, third shift in these types of offices. If you're talking to customers from the East Coast to the West Coast, that's 4 time zones. You got to have people in that building on that phone doing that job at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, right? You got to be there. You got to be there when the customer's there. So there's a downside there. I'd have to adjust. The long-term goal as well, and you know, selfishly, it's in a direction where I want to move my family in the next 5 years. Where I live now, I'm 25 to 40 minutes away from the major metropolitan area that's near me. To get to this building that I'm in right now, it's actually about 40 to 45 minutes to drive here. I live in the middle of nowhere. Now, if I go the other direction, there is the next major metropolitan area, the other way, just shy of an hour away from there. So I drive 45 to 50 minutes to get here. I would have to drive an hour-ish to get there. But there is a gateway to where I want my family to live, where I want to retire, where I want to have my children finish growing up, which is a beautiful, beautiful area with just lakes and countryside and just a whole different vibe and a whole different quality of life that I thought I was getting when I moved my family into the house we've been in now. For 17 years we've been in this house. So the list of things I want continue to grow. I want this job that I just interviewed for. I want a new adventure. I want a new reset button on my career and my work life, because I want to move my family to somewhere else that I think will be a better quality of life for us, a better fit with our lifestyle, with our goals. So this job would be like a gateway to get me there. What I want, of course, is what I think a lot of people want, and it's kind of what I alluded to yesterday, is I want to retire, really, when you get down to it. I know I'm only 45, but man, I really wish I didn't have to keep going to work. But if I have to keep going to work, I better go after as much money as I can possibly get as the price for the work I do, which obviously this would be a promotion, I guess is the right word. This would be a step up for me. A new set of challenges. You know, I'm your boss. I'm your supervisor. I'm there doing your payroll every week, and I'm there on the floor with you doing the job and talking to angry customers and, you know, cracking the whip and telling you, come on, we got to go. I want the job where I'm in charge of the supervisors. That's what I want, right? I like seeing fresh-faced young bosses do well, because there's a lot of shitty bosses out there. You've had them. You know. You've worked for people that don't know what they're doing. You've worked for people that are only in it for themselves and their glory and their whatever. That's never been me. I've never done what I do on the basis of my own ego. You know, I don't power trip, right? And we're talking about what I want. I still want to know what you want, by the way. I'm coming up very shortly here on 10 minutes in this podcast, and I still really, really, really want to know what you want. But I want to be able to shape the next set of people that come in to do the job that I've been doing for 10, 12 years. I want that. I want to have a hand in molding better bosses for everybody else. That's what I want. But I want to live what I want. I want to live on the side of a small mountain. Oh, man. Like, the area... Oh, my God. Oh, what the hell? It's been a long day. I'm not even going to edit that out, man. Screw it. I'm tired. It's been a long week. The area that I want to move the family to is where my 2 adult sons are currently attending college. Same place. That's where they are, and that's where I want to be. Because every single time that I have been down there to either pick them up to bring them home for the weekend or drive down to drop them back off at their dorm, every single time I go down there, I fall in love. Oh, it's just freaking beautiful, man. Oh my God. Just rolling mountains and hills and just a metropolitan area that is just, I don't know, man. It's just like free, you know. It's inviting, it's hip and it's cool, right? It's like a hipster area. And for somebody like myself who's, you know, on the backside of life, I'd prefer to be an old hippie. In many respects, I'd prefer to be a chill dude, you know, and surrounded by obnoxious young people. That even sounds stupid to me, but that's true. It really is. I'd rather sit around and watch a bunch of happy-go-lucky modern day hipsters and hippies, just loving life and doing their thing and being creative and so that area seriously calls to me. Good God. I want to get up in the morning and look out and see color and see not just a flat residential area of houses and a street and grid lines and everything's basically the same elevation, right? It's where I live now. There's nothing appealing. There's very little curb appeal to the neck of the world that I live in right now. I want to live where it's beautiful. Just rolling trees and lakes and, whew, you know, when I get home from work, have dinner with the family, I want to step out onto a back deck and see beautiful nature everywhere, right? That's what I really want. I want to go dip my toes in a lake that's just down the street, right? We had a version of that over the summer. We took the family on a kind of a vacation. We got an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere, but that was actually 2 hours north of where I am as opposed to 2 hours south. But we rented an Airbnb on the end of a lake, and the lake was just right across the street. You could just walk out with your cup of coffee, and there's a mountain behind us in the backyard, and there's a lake across the street, and just, God, everything's so beautiful. It's where I want to round things out, right? And that's a 5-year plan, right? So getting this job would certainly get me closer physically, right? Because now, instead of driving almost an hour that way, I could drive almost an hour that way. And since I'm down there, when we do buy our house, quote unquote, or we do somehow relocate to this new area I want to be in, I'm only an hour away again, right? If I could land this job, then I can conceivably set up the same kind of commute that I have right now and not have to change jobs again, because that was a big question mark all along when I concocted this plan to get us down living where my boys are going to school right now. That was the biggest stumbling block, is there are no jobs down there in that metropolitan area where I want to be. There's nothing there. There's no industry. There's no corporate offices. There's no call centers. There's no, operations and offices like I work in now. They just don't exist there. But they do exist an hour north in the place that I just interviewed for. So, what do I want? I want that. I just got off of a Zoom call with the director of operations and the vice president, site leader person that runs the entire building in that part of the world. So those are the two that interviewed me. I want them to see their future manager building their office. I want them to have picked up what I put down and say, damn, that's our guy. You know, I want to believe that I nailed it and that they see an exciting opportunity in what I bring to the table. I don't know if I'm going to get that or not. Who knows? You know, it wouldn't be the first time I've been passed over for a job I really wanted. And you know, who hasn't, I guess, right? If you're not like moving from retail store to retail store to, you know, fast food, and I mean, like, retail work is retail work. You move around. You know, you have to have something real stupid in your history to not get a job at a retail store or a restaurant, and you have to have a hell of a lot of. I'm not knocking you if that's you, right? You got to have a lot of fortitude, a lot of patience, and willing to put up with a lot of bullshit to work in that existence. And I respect it. I really do. I like to hire those people away and put them on my team. I love hiring people away from Target, by the way. I'm getting off on a tangent, but some of the best employees I've ever had, I stole from Target and brought them into my office. But what I want is for that director and that vice president to have hung up that Zoom call with me and be like, damn, that's our guy. All right. I want to feel successful in the things I'm doing. I want to get on the path that will get me and my family where I want to be. So, because, you know, I don't want to rehash the same thing over and over, right? I don't want to keep repeating the same theme every single day, but I think after yesterday's train wreck debacle of a pity party podcast, I felt like maybe a little redemption was needed here today in this conversation. So this would be me redeeming myself. But I'll say it again. It's the third time I'm going to say this. I don't know if anybody's still listening. I know that Conrad will smack me upside the head when he hears that, and because he told me to stop saying it. He told me to be confident. Knock it off. People are listening. Okay, dude. I know it's you and one or two other people. I'm just being honest. But no, I want to hear from you. I really do. I really hope that you will click that link below and leave me a voicemail and tell me what you want, because I would prefer to hear your voice. I would prefer to tell your story. I've told enough of my own story, right? There's stories I can tell, and I probably will. I've got some things left in me that I want to share with you and still not tell you my name and still not identify myself in any meaningful way. But I would so much prefer to have you be a quote-unquote guest on this podcast so that I can let people hear your voice, and then I can share my thoughts on your story, because I think that would be cool as hell. So there's that. So there, I guess, is the point when I should start winding this down and wrapping this up and saying things like, if you did listen, if you've been here for the last 20 minutes, thank you. I appreciate your time. I hope you'll share this with somebody. If you think this podcast has any merit, put it out there. Share it with your friends. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your listening. And I'm going to be done. I'm gone. All right. Everybody out there, I will talk to you tomorrow. And I hope you have a good one.